Hello everyone, this is Azraelis, and we are back again with some more Warframe. Today we're going to be going ahead and taking a look at the way that I run Nekros now in U15. So this is the updated Nekros build for U15. So let's hop right into it. The first build I'm going to show you guys is of course a Desecrate build, because that's arguably one of the most useful builds and the most frequently used builds for a Nekros. First off guys, I'm using a Warframe. There is one thing special about this, and that is that now I have Vicious Spread, which actually is a massive benefit for this, having the increased spread and increased damage, to a lesser extent actually the damage, which seems surprising, but a plus 60% spread, guys, means that we are going to easily be able to hit even more targets with this, with our 100% status chance, because we're not giving that up. That is our little bread and butter on this weapon. So keep that in mind, guys. That's a very important point. Vicious Spread is going to help us keep CCing targets. Guys, if you're new here and you haven't seen the gameplay yet, you can go back and watch my Wandering Nyx gameplay and see just what I mean by how insane of a CC tool that this Warframe can do. And now, since we have 90% increased damage, we have actually jumped above 1,000 damage on both our heat and our corrosive. Really, really nice. Really nice. So let's go ahead and let's pop over to... we have a Marelock because we still want something, since we're using a shotgun on our main. We want to have something that we can still pop heads with at long range, hence we're using a Marelock. Finally, we have a Skoliak, which is actually running in a Lifestrike build, but we're only running a rank 5, so that we can have 10% lifesteal. What we've got here, guys, is we have Fever Strike and Focus Energy to give us 264 corrosive damage. We have Buzzkill, which is going to crank us up to 271 slash. Then we have the Focus Energy Reflex Coil combo, which is going to bring our channeling cost down to 3, even though we have Life Strike. Very, very nice. The reason this is on a Skoliak is because we are going to actually be able to stay out of harm's way and still have a method to regenerate health. You can also do this with a Glaive Prime if you want, but Nekroses are very, very fragile, and there's been quite a few times where I've actually hit the wrong thing and killed myself with my Glaive Prime. So that's the whole reason I'm using a Skoliak on this build. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We're pretty much, anytime we need some extra heals, we're just going to start wailing on the stupidest looking guy we can find. You know, if we're fighting against Infested, we're just going to find a little dude and smack him a few times with this. That's the whole deal. If we're in T4 content, we're going to go smack the crap out of a Lancer. You know, tower content, corrupted content, whatever you want to do. So anyway, that's pretty much self-explanatory for that. So the first build we're going to look at is, of course, a Desecrate build. Guys, what we've got here is the only things that matter to a Desecrate build is, of course, efficiency, energy management, range, and then I'm also one of those Nekroses that runs Natural Talent. That's totally up to you guys, whether you want to use Natural Talent or not. I like to, because I like going ahead and being able to Desecrate really, really fast, get it all done and over with so I can continue helping my team. That's the whole reason I use Natural Talent. It's not mandatory, it's not needed, but it is a very nice thing to have if you have a similar mentality to me. We have an Overextended on this build, which is going to give us our power range that we need. Nothing that we use in this build specifically scales off of power strength, so we're totally fine with that. Nice big range. We've got Rage, Fleeting Expertise, and Streamline. This is to give us the cap of 75% power efficiency and give us a second source of energy as well, especially when we're in trouble. One thing that I do want to note, guys, do not forget that Soul Punch is totally awesome CC. You can just instantly use that with him on this build really, really quickly too, with Natural Talent, to go ahead and just knock over like an Eximus Ancient. It's so great. Whenever priority targets come showing up, you can, if you have to, you can just sit there and just keep knocking them over and over and over again with Soul Punch. Just wait for them to stand all the way back up, knock them on their butt. Really nice CC, really nice. So don't forget that. Very, very important. That allowed us to be a much more useful Desecrate Nekros to the team. So finally, guys, we have an Energy Siphon, which is exactly where the one mod slot, the actual format that I put on him, went. I went ahead and I formatted the aura slot to be a dash. There we go. Nice, easy, 7 points free. You know, that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and let's look at the second build now. Both of these builds use the same weapon sets, so I don't really need to to change any weapons here. This one is actually focused on Shadows of the Dead. Now, guys, remember, you can still desecrate when you're running a Shadows of the Dead build. So if people are needing health orbs and stuff, you can just stop summoning these guys and just desecrate for a little while. That's not a big deal. It's not going to be as efficient as a desecrate build Nekros, but it still is available. So keep that in mind. Our Shadows of the Dead scales off of power strength. Range doesn't really matter to that skill, so we aren't going to worry about our range. The only things that matter to Shadows of the Dead is power strength and duration. So that's what we're going to be doing here. We've got a one from the top blind rage and a maxed out intensify to give us 120% power strength. Then we have that's going to give us a minus 50% power efficiency. And here I'm going to get tricky, guys. I'm going to use a rank 9 fleeting expertise. That's going to give me that negative 40% power duration, and I'm still going to have a negative 10% power efficiency. Then I'm going to use a streamline, so that now I'm at a 20% power efficiency, and I'm at 53% power duration, and all of this has happened for a simple loss of 42% power range. So I have gained 120 power strength, 20 efficiency, and 53% power duration for minus 42 power range. That is really nice. Really nice. Works out perfectly. Other than that, obviously, flow, energy siphon. And to be honest, guys, you're gonna think 20% power efficiency. That's not enough. Guys, if you're actually using this just for Shadows of the Dead, you're never gonna run out of energy. Ever. Your Shadows of the Dead is gonna last much, much longer. And the whole entire time after the Shadows of the Dead comes out, you're going to be sitting there benefiting off your energy siphon. So, there you go. Sorry for the background noise, but that's pretty much all I got to show you guys today. So, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. I've got a bunch more videos coming out. For those of you who made it through the entire video, I do want to tell you guys that I have been doing upgrades. That's why I haven't been putting out very many videos. And here in the next couple days, I'm going to be moving straight into doing just gameplays. So, look forward to that. And I'm also going to have a couple more Azure vlogs come out, talking about the upgrades that I just did. So, peace out, guys. I'm Azuralis. Like, comment, subscribe, share me with your friends. I'm out of here.